All right, music fans and truth seekers, welcome. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel. Talking about more tragic news in the world of music and doing it in real time for a few real people, just like you there, just like me here. So I know nothing about the band Limp Bizkit. All right, just gonna say that straight up, right out front. Didn't listen to their music, don't know anything about them. I am going to blame my age and my tastes in music. All right. Um, but the headlines were blaring, and I had a few patrons send me articles about Sam Rivers, who was the bass player for the band Limp Bizkit. He died at age 48. All right. And the band issued a statement today. We lost our brother, our bandmate, our heartbeat. This from Instagram on Saturday. That would be yesterday. Sam Rivers wasn't just our bass player, he was pure magic, the pulse beneath every song, the calm in the chaos, the soul in the sound. We love you, Sam, the band added. We'll carry you with us always. So, USA Today wanted to know. So, what was the cause of death? There wasn't one listed in the Post or elsewhere, though Variety reported he had a history of alcohol related liver disease. So everybody will just say, yeah, he drank himself to death. That's what happened here. Now, what's interesting is nobody puts together the possibility that what happened a few years ago and is still happening. They're still advertising. I saw an ad for Pfizer last night, and we've got, President Trump sends mixed messages about this stuff. On one hand, he puts RFK Jr. in, and you would think, okay, that's good, right? On the other hand, he's still preaching about Operation Warp Speed and how amazing it was. Now, for you Trumpers who just think, yeah, Trump is the cat's meow, and yeah, you're a mag hat. I've heard all these comments, and there are things I like. There are definitely some things I like. Um, Currently, even in light of these amazing No Kings rallies, right? They're just. I might do a video about that. There's a report from Boston, which I think summarizes the whole No Kings thing and what that might be about. So anyway, by the way, if we were truly living under a king, those rallies wouldn't be permitted. The military would move in and stop them if we were truly living under a king. So let me get back to this guy, Sam Rivers. So everything is a cover now for what this really could be. He's 48 years old. He was in a band which probably was out on tour recently, I'm assuming. Looking at his picture, I'm gonna say he looks a little older than 48, and the alcohol obviously doesn't help in that regard if he was still struggling with that. But the fact that they don't say this is the problem with not saying what it is. And I get the privacy thing. Is it gonna help the band if they find people find out it was alcohol related? No, but does it really matter at that point? Because so many rock stars. Look, I've preached against the rock star lifestyle in general. I've said, yeah, partying hard and drinking heavily isn't a good idea. And if you get a substance abuse problem, you should seek help. You should try to stop what you're doing because eventually it might kill you. And in this case, it could be the alcohol, or it could be something else, or it could be the alcohol plus the other thing. See, this is what people miss is that whatever you already struggle with, you might have some genetic disposition towards something. This comes along and everybody says, yeah, this is fine. It's safe. It's effective. Pregnant women should do this. Yeah, definitely. Here. And get boosted while you're at it. All right. Well, here's another little tidbit. So I talked about Mark Chestnut yesterday, country singer, really good. Got a good response because people like Mark Chestnut. I had one person say, "Well, here he goes again. Here he goes again with a nutty conspiracy theory." It's not nutty. Okay, here's what you should do. Seriously, just wipe the slate clean from the mainstream and what they keep telling you every day about this. And go to this website. Del Bigtree runs it. It's called ICANN, Informed Consent Action Network. And then learn, okay? Take in some alternative media. Just take some in. Just breathe it in. All right? Because gaslighting is really effective when the only message that you hear, because your phone or your TV or whatever doesn't know how to find information, because your major search engines are going to bring you to the places that Pfizer and major corporations want you to go. All right? As soon and by the way, we're not hearing about settlements. Settlements are happening out there. They are. But no, it's not being reported anywhere. And oh, that's not true. You'd hear about it. Okay. See how it's kind of circular? See how that works? I'd be hearing about this. Yes, if you stay in your little bubble and your little circle of cheerleaders who are going to tell you the same thing over and over again, you'll never get to the truth. And I'm honest here. Sam Rivers, this could be something else. 48, though, is that the new 88? Are we now pushing this out even further? I mean, he looks a little older than 48. I got to be honest with you, but at least the picture that they posted, and maybe I'll put that picture in with the thumbnail. It says, "We love the one and only Sam Rivers." Well, Sam is no longer here. I would say this: if he was struggling with alcohol abuse, there should have been an intervention if people truly love the guy. Again, sometimes you have to do difficult things in order to show people love. It's tough love, however you want to categorize it. But obviously, this is super tragic. And, you know, this guy wasn't struggling with heart disease or anything like that. But if you've got an alcohol problem, you can obviously struggle with all of those things because of what the alcohol will do to you. Then you add this untested, unsafe. I can go down the list of things it was. It truly was risky. I use the car seat analogy, and it's funny. These people will all agree, yes, a car seat fails. So we recall all the car seats if one of them is defective, was made on a Friday afternoon, maybe, and the guy was thinking about the weekend and didn't put the same effort into the manufacturing. And so that one car seat fails and an infant dies or gets hurt or whatever. And what do? They recall all of them, probably unnecessarily, right? But that's what they do. You know why? Because the old adage, it's better to be safe than sorry. In this case, right, there is no concern about being safe. This is about pushing this out and preserving these big corporations who are making billions of dollars on the backs of people who continue to trust them. And why would you? Look, folks, if you haven't learned anything about life over the past few years, you can't trust anybody. Okay. You might be able to trust your family. Maybe you've got some close friends, but you can't trust people who are giving you information. You can't. I don't trust them. Sorry. I know you're not supposed to do your own research, right? We were told, don't do your own research. Let us do it for you. What is this, like the Catholic Church in the Middle Ages? Don't read the Bible. We've got this. We're going to read it for you. And we'll tell you what it says. All right. Well, in any event, thoughts and prayers. I didn't know this person. Uh, I didn't really know their music. Apparently, they were talented. They were good at what they did. It's not my kind of music, but still, it's just tragic that this stuff happens. And whether it's something that I suspect or it could be, or it's just random. I mean, it's a tragedy. So prayers go out. And again, these kinds of videos should focus people on what's really important. And there's nothing more important than a relationship with Jesus Christ. All right. Nothing. There's nothing. Your family is important. A relationship with Jesus is more important. Your eternal destiny is the most important thing. Now, I can't convince you that it's important. All I know is that life would be kind of a cruel cosmic accident, which it might be, right? But so you put your hope and trust and faith in the finished work of Jesus Christ on the cross, the crazy, ridiculous things he said, which either he's a lunatic or he's the Son of God. So you go with that. I go with he's the Son of God. And I pray every day, Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief. Because we all struggle. Even if you think you're super secure in your faith, you're probably doubting on some days. You're probably faltering. And that's whatever you want to think of that. I think that's the normal human experience. You can blame it on the devil or whatever, but I think everybody is going to struggle at times. They're going to see things like this in the world, and then they're going to go, this doesn't make any sense. This is stupid. Why would God allow this to happen, sort of a thing? So, anyway, questions and doubts are the normal human condition, and we're going to have them until we finally get to a better place, which would be the next life. And I pray that many will trust Jesus because, again, no one else has come along with these promises. No one else. And you can't, and he backed it up. He backed his life up with miracles and with very wise words that could only come from the heart of God. So those are my opinions. And you don't have to watch me. You don't have to believe me. You can go on and not think about this stuff. But at some point, your life gets toward the end or even just in the middle somewhere, and you're going to think to yourself, huh, is this all there is? There seems to be something missing. What is it? Pascal said there's a God shaped void. And yeah, I sense that all the time. So, anyway, folks, thanks for watching. God bless you. And I'll talk to you soon.